Happy New Year's Eve! I wanted to come on here and encourage you with the thought before we head into 2024, something that I've been thinking about for a little bit now. In Exodus chapter 19 through chapter 32 is the account of the children of Israel in the wilderness. And the Lord invites the people to come and meet him on the mountaintop. He tells them to prepare yourself for 2 days, and on the third day I'm coming. And as we are preparing to go into this next year, we maybe have spent 2023 preparing ourselves to make room for what God is calling us to do. We've cleared out, our old way of living, our old habits. We've broken generational curses. We've prepared ourselves and made ourselves ready. And we are just like the children of Israel, ready to meet the Lord. But here's the thing. This is what happened. The presence of the Lord showed up on that mountain, and the people of God, the children of Israel at that time, were afraid to go into the presence of the Lord. And so they sent Moses on their behalf. And instead of being patient, waiting for Moses to return, they go and get Aaron, the high priest at the time, to make for them a false god. And they were prepared, set apart to meet with God, to worship the Lord, to come into his presence, to meet with him, and to hear directly from him, because that was God's plan from the beginning, to meet with each one of us individually, to share his heart with us individually. And out of their fear of what God might say, fear of condemnation, fear of guilt, fear of death, fear of what he might say, fear that I might not be good enough, they didn't come in, and instead worshiped a false god. In their idleness, in their impatience, they started to worship something that was false, in their unwillingness to come into the presence. And I feel like some of us might be in that same place where we have prepared ourselves, said, okay, Lord, I'm saying yes to your will, yes to your way, yes to your plans for 2024. And I've prepared myself all of 2023. And my encouragement to you is this: do not be afraid. The Lord has a purpose and a plan for your life, and he's going to bring it to pass. Come close to him. Don't draw back at his presence. Don't draw back at the weight of his glory. Come all the way in. Bring all of yourself. Be like Moses, who came into the presence of the Lord and sat there for 6 days, waiting on the Lord to speak. And on the seventh day, the Lord began to speak. And then the Lord talked with him for 40 more days. How amazing would that be if we would position ourselves to come into the presence of God? Not rush it, but wait for him to speak, and then to be caught up in his presence and to hear his instructions, hear his revelation, hear his truth, hear his heart for us. And then we take that to the people we are called to help, take that to the people we are called to reach. That's what he has in store for us in 2024. And so I'm here to encourage you. Don't allow fear to keep you from the presence of God. You've set yourself apart. You've prepared yourself. Now don't allow fear to keep you from his presence, and don't get distracted in your impatience as you're waiting on what's next. Don't get distracted by your idleness, because you've been set apart for worship. You've been set apart for intimacy. You've been set apart to come close to him. Amen. Be encouraged. 2024 is going to be great. Love you. See you soon.